So they transferred me to the U of A hospital, and it was like weird because I called one of my sisters. I called all of my family, but one of my sisters, Sandy, I called her first, and she was with my mom, and I was just like, yeah, the doctors gave me some news, and it's not the greatest. And I told her what the doctor said, and she was like, okay, well, just tell them not to move you. Like, I'm gonna come back to the hospital. Mom's gonna drive me. And then I called my brother, and he was like out for his friend's birthday, and he was just like, I can't hear you. Like, let me call you back in a second. So he called me back when he was outside, and I told him, and he was just like, what? Like, just shocked, right? And then I called my sister Angie, and she just went out to dinner and with a few family friends, and she was just like, what? Like, the doctor told you and no one's there? And she freaked out. She was like really angry because she works with like the health services, right? And she's like, that's not right. Like, you're 17, you're underage, someone should be there with you. But it's not really a big deal now. Anyway, so then I called Kim, and she was with, I think she said she was at her boyfriend's, her boyfriend at the time, now her fiance, so that's a good thing, but, she was at his mom's house or something like that, and right when I told her, she was like, Jay, you have to, like, can you drive me to the U of A hospital? Like, I heard her over the phone, and then, so everyone was gonna meet me there, and they brought me into emergency, and my family was there, and Sandy was in the ambulance with me, and I had an IV in my arm, and it just hurt, and everything was just spinning. Like, I had no idea what was happening. It was actually the day before spring break, grade 12 spring break, and isn't that supposed to be a fun time? I was planning on going to Calgary Zoo with Dustin and like his little brothers, and obviously that never happened. But so I was in emergency, and another doctor came in, Dr. Bodner, I believe, and actually she didn't come in right away. It was just me and my family, and everyone was just crying. And when she finally did come in, she gave us like worse news than ever imaginable. So Dr. Bodner came in, and she's like, so the doctor at the cross, like, my colleague told you that your blast cell count is 160, and that's very abnormal. It means you have immature blood cells in your bloodstream, and all this shit that I had no fucking idea what she was saying to me. Like, seriously, am I supposed to know any of this when I'm 17? I don't think anyone should ever have to find out about this way, at least. So she was like, we're gonna have to start you on chemotherapy tonight. Like, you're gonna start taking chemo pills, and we're gonna move you to isolation up in another ward in the U of A, the hematology ward upstairs. 5F4 if you guys ever want to go and visit any of the patients there. So then I had to go in for like CAT scans and MRIs, and just, I remember the porter, he was wearing this really bright like set of scrubs, right? It was like neon green, like the color of a highlighter, and he was really like flamboyant, like, if you know what I mean. And I still remember to this day, he was like so nice, and he was just like, every bump that we hit, because like my arm was really hurting because of the IV, he was just like, oh, I'm so sorry, like all this stuff. But I guess now that I think about it, like, he didn't really know what was happening to me. Like, I didn't know what was happening to me. So after, like, at like 3 in the morning, or no, like midnight, they moved me upstairs, and I was in this tiny room, but it was a private room because like everyone else in the ward was already like neutropenic, and they couldn't like deal with germs or whatever. And so was in this tiny room, and Kim and Sandy actually stayed overnight, and they had to share this small like lounger chair, and it was like so funny because they like couldn't sleep at all, and me, I just like fell asleep right away. Like I said, I was up for 36 hours. I was so tired. I fell asleep right away, and then I guess I woke up in the morning and more doctors came in, and it was a crazy day, but I'll let you in on some of the memories that I do remember because they shot me out with morphine pretty good the next day. So at this point, like I said, they shot me out with morphine the next day. They're saying I needed a bone marrow biopsy. Whatever that means, right? It's pretty much they go into my back and they take a piece of my bone out and they suck the spinal fluid out, and it's disgusting. Never get it done. I've had it, I think, to this point I can count at least 8 times. My favorite number, but not my favorite procedure. So, yeah, I just remember Dustin was with me the next day. He like came in the hospital straight in the morning right when he woke up, and he was with me, and they gave me the morphine, and then half an hour later I was just loopy, like out of my mind loopy. I wish someone would have videotaped it actually. So I went downstairs to, I think it was MRI, something like that, and getting another one of them. And I just remember I had my phone and I was just like, I'm gonna call my friends now. And I called this girl that I didn't, like, I guess me and her had a falling out. Like, we're good now. I went and had lunch with her a month ago, but I called her and I was just like, hi Rochelle, like, oh my god, like, what's up? I got diagnosed with cancer yesterday. Crazy, right? Like, I wonder what she was thinking. I guess I'll ask her what she was thinking when I called her, because it must have been like, what the fuck is going on? Because that's what I would be thinking if someone called me and said that. Yeah, so I guess went back upstairs, and the doctor was getting ready for me, and like my whole family was there in this tiny ass room, like freaking tiny, and it was hot, and so I had my bone marrow biopsy, and there's a really funny story about that. Really funny. I just have to remember it. So my bone marrow biopsy. What can I really say about that, right? I already told you it's the worst procedure in the whole world. So they had to go in and take part of my bone, and the whole procedure was funny. Dustin was holding my hand for my first one, and whatever, that's really sweet of him. Good for him, because I didn't even know what was going on. So I just remember the doctor, like, I felt a lot of pressure at my back. I guess I can try to show you guys the scars. You might just see like a bit of my ass, but like, so they took, my first one was like right there. You can't really see it, but so they laid me on my side. My knees were like tucked into my chest or something crazy like that, and he started cutting into me, and I didn't feel anything. Like, my first time on morphine, I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna feel shit all. So I cut into my bone, and it was just like pressure and pressure, and he was like doing something, and it was like the same motion over and over again, and my family wasn't watching, but they were like right behind the curtain. Dustin was the only one that was watching, right? Then I was like, is my blood oozing out? Like, is it oozing? Or am I gushing blood? And he was just like, no, you know, you're oozing, not gushing, so it's not that bad. And I was just like, they should make fruit oozers instead of fruit gushers. Smart old me, right? And then I just remember him saying, like, are you an athlete? Like, do you train every day? Or do you drink lots of milk? And just all these stupid questions. And he's like, I have never come across bones this strong. unless it was like in an athlete, like in someone who trained for like triathlons for like 7 months out of the year or something, and I'm just like, psh, my bones are strong like Sylvester Stallone. What do you expect? Stupidest thing in the world. And I remember I just heard like the nurses and like my family just burst out laughing, and they're just like, they told me after, and they're just like, the doctor was laughing too, and I guess it didn't really hit me yet what was coming, but at least I had a few good laughs in the whole run of things, right? Yeah, and it's just like, I was in grade 12, I was taking phys ed 10 my last semester of high school, just to get my diploma, and I'm not an athlete at all, just like the laziest person in the world. You can pretty much call me that. So, it was hard to get my bones out, and apparently I'm the first for a lot of things, as the doctors like to tell me.